What up, Keepers of the Flame? Okay, I have 200 subscribers. So I thank you. I'm so honored and flattered and just excited. So to honor that, I am going to go through just a few extra things to buff up your immune system and kind of keeping that homeostasis mode. And so the first thing I prefer people start with is magnesium. It's being depleted out of the soil. So that is just kind of like the transmitter herb, I call it, or magnesium is an actual mineral. So it's like the busing system. It takes all the nutrients that you ingest and puts it where it needs to go. It says, oh, you're good for the eye, you're going to go here. Oh, you're good for the heart, you're going to go here. You're good for the digestive tract, you're going to go here. So this helps get whatever you're intaking where it needs to go. So that's a thing. Also, like, I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. But you definitely, if you have kidney or liver problems, before you start taking any mineral at all, you need to consult with your doctor first, because that's part of a huge thing with kidneys and liver issues is the breaking down of the nutrients in the body. And sometimes if you have particular problems with that, it can be a challenge. So don't take anything if you have kidney or liver issues, okay? And always consult with your doctor first, period, the end. And if you want to just do the homeostasis thing, we have what's called a muscle test that we can do. And that entails, so that entails this and then this, okay? And you ask yourself, is this right for me? Is this good for my body? And if it's not, you'll be able to break that loop, no problem. If it is, it just sticks, okay? Now, don't use this for everything. It's just like, say if you're picking out like a multivitamin, you can use that as a test as well. But I would do your homework and see what you need and whatever else. And again, if you do have liver or kidney problems, do not take a multivitamin. It will irritate the crap out of it. Unless you have a particular liver or kidney issue that does not involve filtering, I guess you could say, which is pretty rare. So always consult with your doctor first before you start a regimen of anything. So that's out of the way. Now we're going to get to buffering the immune system with basic food. Food is good. So vitamin C and things like that, it's going to be in orange, anything citrus. And then there's pineapple. Mangoes are actually the highest in vitamin C. So you can buffer with that. Greens, vegetables have a lot of just basic nutrients in them to begin with. So kale, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, all those good little things. And you can look this up individually and based on what nutrients you need most. But if you need an overall thing, I think spinach is probably the best way to go. What else? Yeah, starting with diet. Try to get some nutrients in your diet that's just going to naturally help your immune system boost itself. So things high in zinc and vitamin C and whatnot. And then we got vitamin D. Vitamin D is another important one, especially if you live in a northern zone where things are getting shorter. The days are like cramping down on you. It's not only good for mood system, but it's good for the immune system as well. And again, consult your doctor before you start taking any regular dose of anything. Look this up. Make sure you read the bottle and what it says that you're supposed to take it. Be responsible for your human self, okay? And then, so I think there's Kick-Ass Immune, it's called. You don't have to get this, but this is like a squirt bottle where you squirt it in your mouth. And then I love this one, Stammet 7. This is the daily immune support one. You can get Echinacea is a really good one. So these are like, I take this like if I feel like I might be susceptible to something. I don't take any of this on a regular. I don't. I only use it when I feel like my body is getting out of homeostasis, if that makes any sense. I try to keep a healthy diet. I do like my carbs. So, but I try to keep a healthy diet, so I don't need all of this all the time. But if I feel something coming on, I'll start with, you know, maybe adjusting my diet first and then getting into different things, if that makes any sense. So what happens after that? So say you do come down with something, right? Then you get the elderberry and the zinc out. Okay. You can overdose on zinc, so don't overdo it. Okay. Minerals you can overdose on, and you need to regulate and do your homework and ask your doctor before you start stuffing it in your face hole. This is not a like the more the better type of scenario. It never is. I don't unless it's love, the more the better is not a good philosophy. And again, your body will flush out vitamin C though. But again, why waste it? You know, take the daily recommended amount and don't waste it. I mean, you don't need to eat 80 of these a day. Like, you know, maybe 2 of these, 1 in the morning, 1 in the night. And then if you're going to do like 1 of these a day, again, your body's going to flush out what it doesn't use. So don't waste it. Does that make sense? So, and then there's also liquid vitamin D that you can take via the spoon capsule. Mine is lemon flavored, so it's not as bad. Some people don't like it, but I find that with my particular system, I do prefer the liquid form. And I mean, sometimes you can put it on your salad. This particular is like lemon flavored, so. And I try to research the brand, so it's humanely harvested. It's they pay their workers good and whatever else. I think iHerb is an app that you can download, and I think there's some stores that have really good strict ethical codes where you don't have to run the risk of purchasing anything in the store that is inhumane, is cruel to animals, and doesn't have a fair worker compensation, and that means it's going to be more expensive. But I would rather pay more and put out the energy, frequency, vibration that I want the people that provide me with the things that sustain my life to be able to sustain their own life. So again, these things are like in moderation, and you don't overdo it. So when you can kind of regulate yourself and not overdo everything, you save more money anyway. So, and in the long run, if you can keep your body in a homeostasis mode, the medical bills will go down in the long run, right? So if you do get really, really sick, you can go into the hospital and get the help you need. That's not an issue. It's just a matter of trying to keep yourself in a healthy state, so that way you can function better. You help your friends better, you help your family better, you help your coworkers better, you help your community better, whatever it is, right? And again, this is not anything supplementing any doctor. This is just basic at-home self-care. That's it. That's all this is. This is like remedies for symptoms. That's basically what this is. Getting the body back to a homeostasis while you're working with medical facilities to better yourself in that area too. So this is not a supplementation for going to the doctor. It's not. This is just, how do I deal with this when I do get it? How do I get myself back to a state of homeostasis while I'm taking, whether it be like an antibiotic or whatever the heck it is, right? And we can get into that on another day when after you're finished with the antibiotics and building back your probiotics in your gut system. But I also have an immune system support that has garlic extract, olive leaf extract, elderberry, oregano, and it's non-drowsy. Okay. So, again, consult your doctor, because it depends on like what's in your antibiotic that you might be taking from your doctor as well. This is really good. I like this. It coats my throat. So if you have a really bad sore throat that's just like itchy and scratchy and like, oh, you feel miserable, that helps soothe the throat really, really well. Okay. So then teas and honeys and yum yums, and I showed you guys how to do this last time, right? A little jar of honey. So you put that honey in your tea, okay? So this is herbal cold care. Echinacea is really good. Cold care PM for at night. Help you sleep. Breathe easy. This works really good for helping with symptoms. And then there's like super packs and things like that of vitamin C. If you're on the go, you just throw it in your bottle of water. This stuff, use with discretion. I don't use it every day. Like, again, everything, and this helps my throat even. So when we're talking about things like this, this is not a supplement for going into the doctor's office. It's not. If you're really sick, you need to go in. Period. The end. This is not up for debate. So these things are just for bringing the body back to homeostasis. If you do come down with something, these are going to ease the symptoms. This is going to help you through the sickness, right? It's not going to cure it. It's going to ease the symptoms, okay? I can't express that enough. Now, do I have a beef with the scientific community? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely, because they don't keep themselves in check, and it's alarming. But we need to understand that if we're going to make this work for the betterment of humanity, we need to come together. And that's, I don't see that happening anytime soon, because, you know, the scientific community just, they're not very, even the non-scientific community is, there's in the public era, there's so much division that it's just, it's nearly impossible to get through to either side, because they're so bent on hating one another. And I get it. I totally understand that. I've seen firsthand some really horrific things that the scientific community has facilitated and forwarded and whatever else. I get it. I totally get it. And it's, I mean, even if you get into researching the scientific literature, you're like, start reading about the practices, and you're like, wait a second, where's the females in the research? Where's the ethnic groups in the research? Why? What is going on here? So, you know, it takes away the need to scratch your head as to why the medical community is responsible for a lot of deaths. But at the same time, why didn't they think of that? So, again, not a supplementation for going into the doctor and getting treatment by any means, but it will help you get back to a state of health faster, right? It'll help your body heal. It'll ease the symptoms and assist in the healing process, okay? So I am all for self-advocation when it comes to dealing with the medical community. You got it. Like, if you think you have something, or you know you have something, or you've been diagnosed with, research it. Go out there and get different points of view on it. Now, I'm not saying abandon the medical community. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you don't understand your own body, and you give all your power away to someone who's not in your body, who doesn't know your body, who is not even considering the fact that you have this, that, and the other thing going on aside from this one particular illness, you're opening yourself up to a lot of dangerous practices that people will practice it because you let them, okay? So, does the medical community know how to diagnose like a mofo? Yes. Absolutely. treatment could be better. Okay? But in the meantime, learn how to self-advocate, learn how to care for yourself, learn how to empower yourself so that you can go, okay, I know I have this particular thing, and I know that this is really going to help nip it in the bud. Okay? It's not going to cure it, it's not going to get rid of it, but it will help ease the process. I hope this makes sense, because it's not. And then we could get into why you get sick, why you're susceptible to being sick. And stress and inflammation are those are the two things, stress and inflammation. So docking those down. I know. Lady, do you understand what's happening in the world? I do. I do understand for the most part. Not 100%, but I get it. We've been there before. It's all happened before, kids. I hate to break it to you. History's just repeating itself right now. And it's just our duty to, handle it with a little more grace than we did the last time. Okay, a lot of it more grace than we did the last time. Okay, and part of that is understanding yourself and knowing your body and what it needs. Okay, and self-advocating for that. There's nothing wrong with looking your doctor in the face and be like, I don't like that idea. Is there another way through this? Okay. Always ask for a second opinion if you're like, whoa. Okay. And if your body's like, yep, this is exactly what we need to do. Thank God somebody else is taking the wheel because this is too much for me. Then so that's what you need to do. I'm not judging that at all. This is not a criticism for like needing the medical community at all. Because they do a lot of good. And there are people in the medical community that care and make a difference. This is not about painting with a big, broad brush. So I think if we can embody that energy and put it out into the universe, we might have a shot at surviving this whole thing. Okay? So, self-advocacy. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, washing hands. So I went through nursing training. So one thing when it comes to washing hands is making sure they're not dry and icky, right? Which I guess I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay on the dry and icky. It's the chip nail polish. That's my... And part of the reason is because I use I use a little bit of this, I think this is just salt. I think this one's, oh God, that smells so good. Okay, so I think this is just salt. And then what I do is I mix some coconut oil in with this and some sugar. And then I use like lavender, like little lavender buds in it. And oh, it's so amazing. And you just, everything. Okay, so that's scrubbing all the excess skin off and all the whatever off. And it's moisturizing because you put this in with it, okay? I forget the ratio. I think it's 1. Just do it until it's like kind of, it's not soupy. Add this stuff and sugar until it's not soupy. So I think it's like 1/2 cup of this. And I think I used 1/4 cup of this, and then like 3/4 of a cup of sugar with some lavender buds added in. So, and then you just heave whole. And then after you're done, I make my own body butter too. So, and this is just, I don't have a recipe for this either. I go with the flow. I know there's coconut oil in it. There's shea butter in it. That's the key ingredient. Shea butter. Get your hands on some shea butter. And then there's cocoa butter. And then I just use, I take all the like lotion bottles that are like almost all the way empty and you can barely get anything out of them and scrape them all out and add them in there. I'm weird. And it smells good. It doesn't smell bad. And then I have some sort of, I don't know. I just add a bunch of different stuff together. But shea butter, coconut butter, and cocoa butter. Those are the 3 main ingredients, and then use whatever else you want to like scent it. You can use, you know, a little bit of scented oil if you don't have any extra body lotion that you don't want anymore, or you're almost out of. I would just research that and make sure that you're using something nice for your skin, because sometimes things can irritate it. Different herbs can irritate your skin if you put it on directly, so look that up before you do anything with it. Also, in your diffuser, peppermint, eucalyptus, rosemary for helping breathe a little bit better. Also, they're relaxing. They kind of put you into a soothing, calm state. And again, if this doesn't resonate with you, don't use it, because, okay, if you don't believe it's going to work, it's not going to work. That's the rule. That's the rule. Yeah, placebo effect. If you don't believe any of this is going to work for you, then it's not going to work for you. Well, okay, the magnesium and the vitamin D will probably work. But, you know, if you're adverse to any of it. So when we reject things, right, our body will reject things. So if this is something that is like not for you, then it's okay. It doesn't need to be for you. There's other methods of moving forward with this, and there's more than enough doctors out there that will walk you through the process of something else. But they will tell you to take vitamin C and zinc, maybe some vitamin D3, 3D, whatever. Probably won't mention the magnesium, but yeah, honey, they'll probably mention for the sore throat. Yeah, that's about it, I think. But yeah, so I hope this helps. And you know, if you do get sick, read a book. There's this one's really cool. This is like a sci-fi novel, only it's like real life. This is a really good, interesting book. It's called The Plant Paradox by Stephen R. Gundry, and he's an actual doctor. Martha Beck, The Way of Integrity. This is a really good book. Moving Forward in Complete Total Truth. Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It by Kamal Ravikant. Sorry, I butchered names. Let's see. The Ultra Mind Solution by Mark Hyman. He's an MD. How food can help you with your noggin, gut, and brain. Think of it like the tree of life. Brain, guts. Okay, and then your spinal cord is the trunk of the tree. Or just read some poetry for pleasure. Okay, so that being said, ooh, look at that, we got some time. Let's see. Where's my favorite? There we go. I'm going to read a page or two. Okay. This is called Adonis. HG is the author. HG. I don't know who HG is. This book is like from the 1960s. Okay. It was $3 at the bookstore. Don't yell at me. Okay. Each of us, like you, has died once. Each of us, like you, has passed through the drift of wood leaves, cracked and bent, and tortured and unbent. In the winter frosts, then burnt into gold points, lighted afresh, crisp amber scales of gold leaf, gold turned and re-welded in the sun heat. Each of us, like you, has died once. Each of us has crossed the old wood path and found the winter leaves, so golden in the sunfire that even the life wood flowers were dark. Not the gold on the temple front where you stand. It is gold. It is as gold as this, not the gold that fastens your sandal, nor the gold reft through your chiseled locks. As it is as gold as this last year's leaf, not all the gold hammered and wrought and beaten on your lover's face, brow, and bare breast is golden as this. Each of us, like you, has died once. Each of us, like you, stands apart. Like you, fit to be worshipped. Okay, thanks for all the subs and the likes and the comments. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a gorgeous week and you feel more empowered after this video. Keep the flame.